From politics to Thank you for being part of the program, and the program is Newspunch, coming to you live from Ben Television. My name is Tunde Alabi. It's a pleasure to have you join on the program today. Tonight, we will be going to South Africa. Well, we are in our London studio, but we'll be talking about issues affecting black Africans in South Africa, the issue of xenophobic attack. Just a couple of weeks ago, these very ugly incidents started all over again, and we see black Africans being attacked by indigenous people in Pretoria and a couple of other areas in South Africa. And more importantly, Gambians, Somalis, Nigerians, Congolese, and other African countries have been affected. Well, the government of South Africa has been accused under President Zuma of flaming the fire of xenophobia in Africa. The opposition leader has come out strongly against the attitude of the president in relation to the house in detention. The former president of Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo, also did speak strongly against Zuma's attitude in relation to resolving that xenophobia in South Africa. However, speaking just recently, President Jacob Zuma did say that the cause of xenophobia attack in South Africa has got to do with the number of immigration. He made reference to the fact that there are quite a lot of people, immigrants in South Africa, more than we have in Europe and in America, and it is assumed that some of these immigrants are probably taking the jobs, the houses of indigenous South African. As a result, sometimes it could be very difficult for indigenous South Africans to resist the temptation of not wanting to take the law into their hands. You will hear him speak about these issues, comparing the immigration issues in Europe and America to immigration issue in South Africa. Say, look, if the world does not say Britain is xenophobic or America is xenophobic, why should they say South Africa has xenophobia? You hear him say that. My name is Tunde Alabi. Joining me in the studio today, I've got 4 guests that will be taking this issue along with me. First is Mega Abodedele. Mega Abodedele is a president Tiwani Media, used to be in South Africa, had his organization established in South Africa, Pretoria, broadcasting from Pretoria at some point, but now relocated to the UK. Be joining us to review the issue in South Africa. Mega, thank you for joining us on the program today. And also is our own Simon Igbanjo. Simon Igbanjo is a business expert, he's a coach, and is a tutor. Simon Igbanjo has always been a public analyst looking at this issue from British and Nigerian perspective. Sam, thank you for joining us on the program today. Thank you. From Nigeria, we'll be joined on the phone by Senator Rose Oko. Senator Rose Oko is the chair diaspora Senate Committee on Diaspora and NGO. Senator Rose Oko yesterday, Tuesday, 28th of February, raised a motion on the floor of the Senate about the attack on Nigerians in South Africa. She came up with that motion that was well passed across the Senate floor. She'll be joining us on the program via the phone, and also be joined in South Africa by Reverend Samson Shongojimi. Reverend Samson Shongojimi has a huge worship place in South Africa. He was attacked. This church was attacked. Many of you, if you have seen a man in white and blood all over him, that's the man that will be joining us from Pretoria, South Africa via Skype on the show. But before we kickstart the program with my guests in the studio in South Africa and in Nigeria, let's quickly play this video as an intro to the program. Well, it could be very graphic. Let me warn you, the video could be very graphic. So if you do not have the appetite to withstand blood or certain gory sights, you might want to take a leave for now, but be back in another 9-8 minutes. Don't go away.
When they find me in Europe, they will kick me, but not in Africa. This is Africa. After attacking foreigners in Rosettenville with accusations, which are some are true and some are not, and then Rosettenville the government allows such a march, which march has brought all this chaos. The shops are closed all over the city. The nation is losing, but Zuma has no problem. He's in Nkanda enjoying life. Yeah. If Zuma is not thrown out, all this nonsense is going out because of Zuma. That's why Malema is there. All the rubbish happening is because of Zuma. And we are telling you that we helped you people when you were having problems.
Next thing I just saw fire. I couldn't come inside again. On my coming inside, I want to rush inside to go and take my son's passport, my passport, and my wife's passport. The light was too much, so I had to run back. I was inside the next house. I was just looking at my properties burning. Can you imagine your properties burning in front of you? You can't do anything.
Sure. So how long did it take for the fire extinguishers to
Like they took like more than 1 hour. The people that even came, I saw police with them. 3 police, 3 real police. They were with them. We were even shouting, please help us. They were driving 3 good police. They were driving.
Not just but I understand you. Nigerians. Not everybody. Wait, we are coming, my sister. We are Yoruba people. We have been here for over 12 years. We pray for South Africans. We have branch all over. I have a child. I will never pray that what I cannot accept for my child to be done for another person. That is why
what you must do. What you must do. What you must do. Somebody tell you something. Let me tell you something. What you must do.
I've got a business in town.
What kind of business?
What my wife, a salon. A salon? Yes.
Why don't you make a salon in Nigeria? How many salons do you have? How many salons do you have?
Yes. If you ask something and you are not aggressive, I will have that chance to explain.
No, you are not aggressive. You are aggressive. You are going to fight with you.
Wait. Somebody called. No.
Hey, Baba. Leave this man. Leave this man.
As I want to enter, one of them just break my hand with a rod. With a rod, that was why everything was full of blood. But I said, I don't know why this is happening in South Africa. This is pure wickedness. Even the South African police, I called them 4 times before they came late. When they came here, they were here in front of them. They are vandalizing our properties.
Our shops, our business, our properties have been destroyed in their location. Now, we suffered, most of our people, even they took our stuff here. And now also, they want to come and attack us here in town, of which we can't allow. And we're going to defend ourselves to the last tooth. Because if we heard that they are going to make demonstration to come to make a memorandum to the Home Affairs, we don't have that. Let them come, they must go and meet the Home Affairs officials, okay. But the way they are coming is just they're coming to provoke us. They want to attack us. Of which, even as we are human beings, we're going to defend ourselves. Because there's no way we can just stay like that. Because already we have lost our property in location. And now we're also here in town, we got our families here and children. So we wouldn't accept someone to come attack us like that.
Do you own businesses in town?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what businesses do you own?
Normally, the Somali community here, they're owning business like grocery shops, like hotels, the cash and carries here. They're doing that kind of business. And in those businesses, they're employing a lot of South Africans. You understand? So by saying that we are taking the country and we're taking the job, that's not true. Because we Somalis, if it's marriage, we marry our own, we got our own wives, our own children. You understand? There's no way now they say that we're taking their jobs and their wives. That's totally untrue.
I go by the names of Sergeant Mabutu Maseko Zuma Kungugu, South African, born and raised. Yes, I am South African, born and raised. I shall not fear any man. Yes, I led to the killing of fellow Africans. Because of me and my friend Maseko, we initiated the rackers to kill every black African in our country. CNN, everyone is blogging, abusing, and attacking us, South Africans. You don't know how we survive. You don't know the history of South Africa. You don't know what it means for a fellow black person to be there unemployed. You're just in your country talking about South Africa. But let me warn you. We are giving 14 days for every foreigner to get out of our country. If you can't get out of our countries, I can guarantee you, we shall execute a lot of foreigners that we come across in our region. Everyone go back to your country. Why come in our country? We shall kill you, and today I will guarantee my boys to kill several more 14 Gambians, Cameroonians, Angola, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Sudan, Somalia, Ethiopia. We shall kill everyone.
It was through the state that our people were taught that resolution to differences should be through violence. It was under your leadership that when you disagreed with people in Marikana, you killed them. Because you never believed in peaceful resolution of differences. When people had problems in Relela, you killed them. When people had problems in Mututlung demanding water, you killed them. When Tatane protested against this state, you killed him. When there were differences not so long ago in this parliament, you applied violence against the leadership of the EFF.
People who come from outside, because they don't have places to stay, etc. And also the kind of employment they have. If, for an example, you look at how it has been done in other areas, wherein they open a lot of businesses, right? It becomes so obvious that it is not, the numbers are too big. And with time, and people begin to feel, what is this? You will recall an incident in Soweto. They were having shops. Nobody had ever thought the foreigners had got shops here until a young man was trying to steal and the foreigner shot him. And that became the problem. So you can see what is it that makes the kind of situation go out of hand. I'm saying the numbers of the foreigners in South Africa are far more than the numbers that Europe is fighting about. And you can't say Europe as xenophobic. That word has never been used. In Europe, they don't want refugees. It's a big matter. But nobody says they're xenophobic. Here we stay with them in big numbers. I think we love using phrases in South Africa that at times really cause an unnecessary perceptions about us.
What is the sense of giving us visas? You are killing us in your country. We don't need their visas. And why they're having their business here? Nobody talk to them. We don't need their visas. Look at DSTV. They've just increased their listen to. Yeah, they exploit Nigeria. MTN exploit Nigeria. Every of their company exploit Nigeria. Nobody kills them. Nobody cares. They're killing us over there. What kind of rubbish is that?
Pictures where the South African police will stand by and overlook. With smiles on their faces. This is sad. Look at the Nigerian police protecting the South African High Commission. Look, this is what you should get. Once you have a High Commission in any country, this is what their law enforcement agents should do. not stand by and watch why people kill other citizens. This is not good. This is sad. It is barbaric, and we are not a part of it. We need the South African High Commissioner to please come out and speak to us. We are giving South Africa 24 hours to stop this hate and these killings. We are angry. We are angry. South Africans are our friends, and we have not attacked them. I have South African friends living in Abuja, living in Lagos, all over Nigeria. There are South African businesses established in Nigeria, and we have not burnt down any. We have not attacked them in any way. We stand for them. Why is South Africa attacking us?
We are disappointed in the South African government because
This
we
is
feel
not what Madiba stood for.
Yeah, this is not what
This
Madiba
is not
stood
what
for.
Madiba stood for.
We feel
This is
that
not what Mandela lived or died
we feel that the South African government is aiding and abetting these crimes.
Yes.
We feel that
All right, welcome back. That was a video clip from South Africa. Joining me now from Pretoria is Reverend Samson Shongojimi. Reverend Samson Shongojimi, if you watch that video, you see a man in white covered in blood. His church was attacked, himself was attacked, and that is the man that will be joining us now. Reverend Samson, thank you for joining us on the program. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for taking your time out from Pretoria this evening for being part of the program. Quickly, share with us your experience. What was it like? You were attacked, as we saw in that video. Were you the one that was attacked in that video that we saw?
Yes, I was the one that was attacked that fateful day in that video inside my church in Pretoria.
So they came. What really happened? Give us the background of what happened. How did they start now?
That fateful day, I was out of the church and for a purpose, and immediately I left. Not quite some minutes, I was called by my wife that the South Africans are many in the church. They are harassing the women, they are harassing the children, and they are stealing from the church. I was so surprised. I just left the church now. What exactly is the problem? So I turned back and I quickly come back to the church, finding out that there are more than 70 South Africans on the staircase to the church.
Wow.
What is going on? What is going on here? All the lights in the church went off when I shouted, what is going on? I thought it was the light that went off that scared them, and they were rushing out to come out. And on their way coming out, one of them saw me on the way. It felt that I am blocking his way, and he wanted to cut me on my head with cutlass, and I held it with my hand, with my right hand.
We can actually see the video. The video is actually playing. We can see you now. Can see the blood all over your white garment. And so, rather than the guy actually cutting your head off, you had to block with your hand.
Yes.
And what was actually the situation with other Nigerians around Pretoria?
I will not deceive you. Before that day, and even now, there is still fear, because a lot of things is going on around in South Africa as I speak. Because of that issue, as I speak, many South Africans, many Nigerians and many foreigners have been arrested for papers. Immediately, the issue of xenophobia went down. They were arrested for papers. They were arrested for different things, and they were taken to Nindela. We call the place Nindela here. It's a deportation camp. So people feel that it's as a result of the response of the foreigner to their attack on that very day that switched to this act of theirs.
Okay, all right. Reverend Samson, I want you to stay on the line. Let's quickly go to Abuja. All right. We're trying to connect with Abuja now. We'll be joined by the chair, Senate Committee Chair, Diaspora on NG and NGO, Senator Rose Oko. Reverend Samson, do not go. You're still on the line. Let me quickly introduce my guest in the studio, Mega Abodedele. Mega, thank you for joining us on the program today. And Simon Banjo, thank you for Babylon. Mega, you for a very long time you lived in South Africa. Yeah. Tell us what is the situation? How is it like to live with such people?
Okay, well,
this isn't the first time we had this incident.
Quite a few of these sort of incidences happened whilst I was living in South Africa. But the first thing I want to say is it's good to put some historical perspective to the South African situation. Remember, they came out of apartheid, and I think coming out of a situation where they lived in isolation, they don't know how it feels to be with other people. Really? When they gained independence, I think there should have been some sort of work done by their governments to kind of, work on the mental of what they've come, of where they've come from, And I think whilst the freedom came, black South Africans do not understand what it means to live with other people because they've never seen this before. And people came into South Africa. Remember, these people had no skills in terms of employment or even communication or interacting with others, So for people who came from other countries who had the skills and abilities to do things, they'll see someone coming today, and I have to say it's not easy for a non-South African to get a job within the system of South Africa. So most people who go there are business people who do their own thing. When I went there, we set up a GoTo Media House, and we produced the first breakfast for Africa Magic on the DSTV network. We employed loads of South Africans. We added to the economy. But they don't understand all these things. They don't understand how the world works. I blame their government to a great extent because, they've come out of trauma. There's been no...
How would you expect the government to reorient the people when the government itself... we had President Jacob Zuma blaming the whole incident on immigration.
Well,
say, look, would you say there's xenophobic in England or in America, that there are more immigrants in South Africa than in Europe or in America?
I'll quickly say to that, what South Africa needs to do as well is they have to understand that the immigration can only be controlled by them. So if you have a loose immigration where your officials are colliding with criminals, and your law enforcement are colliding with criminals, you have the situation you have in there today. I have to say there are Nigerians and Africans who are doing things that we are not proud of as Africans. But, it's not our responsibility to arrest people who are doing that. I had a police friend who once said to me that the payroll they get from these criminals is more than the government gives to them. So if a criminal knows I can do this and go scot-free, you're not going to have a society full of good people, are you? So it's not that they don't even know where these people or these criminals are. They need to understand that they have to deal with this by sorting out immigration. Yeah. You have to vet who comes into your country. Okay. You have to vet, if people are criminals, you catch them, they don't bribe their way out. They get deported.
It's not in the power of the people to start attacking other immigrants. Let me come, Sam, in your opinion, as a Nigerian, you see your brothers, sisters being treated like this in a country where Nigeria played a substantial role in their freedom.
Let's rewind a bit. Our former president, His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo, who is actually a war hero. Remember, he's a war hero.
Yeah.
He actually dealt a serious blow to British Petroleum, and he changed it to AP, nationalization. Yeah. So the man in question here has been at loggerheads with the apartheid and the oppression of the black South Africans for a very long time. And he, just a few days ago, was asked a question if he was president of South Africa, what he would do. And he gave a very, very wise answer. He said very clearly that if he was president, xenophobia would not have happened. And the reason why is because Nigeria has absorbed migrants from ECOWAS. We've absorbed migrants from Ghana. When we were young, every washman and every man that sold ice cream was from Ghana. They were called Kofi or Kweku. They were even teaching. They were even teaching. They were teaching.
They were employed to teach English.
They were teaching. There was no time that we actually rushed and started to kill them. There was always fun making, but there was no xenophobia. So Jacob Zuma is out of his league. We have to be really sincere. He's out of his league. He does not understand globalization. He does not understand how to upskill and to protect brand South Africa. His words are actually causing more damage to brand South Africa than he actually realizes. You see, in every society, it's like a triangle. At the bottom, there's always masses. In this country, we have masses in council houses, social housing. They're not the people accountable or responsible. The people on top of the apex are the people that think for a society. So when we think about South Africa, I'm a bit more empathetic, and I agree more with what Mega says about people coming out of apartheid and not really understanding how to engage with people. But for a leadership who directly took a mantle from Madiba, the man who was in prison for more than 25 years and preached complete reconciliation to the detriment of his own personal marriage as a live example. You see, if you can see Madiba as your leader and you saw what he did and you cannot follow, then you're not a disciple of his, and I don't think you deserve to lead a country like South Africa. So the core problem here is that we have people that are not ready for leadership. It's not really the masses. Masses follow leaders. So my words here are that as a Pan-Africanist, we really need to focus more on leadership in Africa, and Jacob Zuma really needs to realize that he's at a critical point and he needs to turn around and change his statements as quickly as possible.
Let's go back to Pretoria. Reverend Samson, quickly. Reverend Samson, tell us what is the South African government doing anything at all to manage the situation, to curtail the crisis? Is the South African government doing anything that you think is worthy of dousing the tension at all?
At the moment, the South African government ordered the police to parade around all the places where this attack happened, and they are doing, and except from that, nothing has been done yet. And many houses were burned, many properties were stolen, many properties were damaged, but nothing were done to them at the moment. But at the moment, the government ordered the policemen to parade all the incident, the crime areas. So that is the only thing I think is happening for now.
So for now, there's some kind of security.
I wouldn't call it a security, because no security is at anyone's doorstep. They just go and come around. Sometimes they go, come around sometimes.
Okay, what is the Nigerian government, the Nigeria High Commission in South Africa doing? Have they reached out to you guys? Have they spoken to you? Are they offering any kind of help in terms of maybe financial or counseling for those whose property have been damaged, for those who have suffered some kind of trauma? What is the Nigerian government in South Africa doing?
Like this last week, the Nigerian ambassador to South Africa visited my office and declared the report of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They told us how sorry they are, and they said all the properties stolen, all the damages or stolen properties, we should write them down and send it to their office, that they are interested about all the damages, they want to know about the damages. But you know, Nigeria, we thank God for our country. We have sent all those things, but we are very sure that is the end of that conversation. But they were here to sympathize with us, and that was what they asked us to do, and we have done it, and we are still expecting to hear from them.
Okay, now quickly, let me get back to you. This was not the first time. It's happened before. Those that suffered some about the same damage last time. Were they given any form of compensation by the Nigerian government?
Till now, no, there is no record of any compensation for previous damages during these attacks and even the present one.
As it stands, what advice do you have for Nigerians that are currently in South Africa or anyone planning to come to South Africa?
I will not deceive you. I even preached this on my pulpit on Sunday, that if such incident is happening, it is just because truly the tension may be calm at the moment, but the cause of the problem is still there.
What is the cause of the problem?
Okay, good. I believe the cause of the problem is that there are some South Africans, there's some hungry South Africans, I call them hungry South Africans. There are some lazy South Africans. There's some South Africa that does not want to work, they are not ready to work, and they are not ready to find any means of living than to get access to other people's properties, other people's belongings to live. So it's really pains them. Even you will see it from them, you will see it in their faces, you will see it with them that they are not happy seeing any foreigner doing well.
But Reverend Samson, but they have actually said that one of the problems is that foreigners, Nigerians and co are taking the wives and the businesses of South Africans. How true is that?
You know, I will not deceive
let me quickly say, I think Senator Oko is trying to call us now. If the studio will try and call Senator Oko right away, so that I can say I'm trying to call my mobile, and the studio will try and call her now from Nigeria, and then we can get this going. Go on, Reverend.
Yes, what I think is that in most cases, the ladies in South Africa believe their men are so aggressive. They are not responsible because they don't want to work.
So they rather prefer to go with foreigners?
Yes. So most of the ladies get married to foreigners and they find their happiness with foreigners. So their brothers will be annoyed that no, our sisters are getting married to the foreigners and they are living well, and we could not get wife, and a lot of things are happening. So they believe that no, instead of this to go on, we will rather send them out of our country, or we show them hatred.
All right, Reverend Samson Shongojimi, Pretoria, South Africa. Thank you so much for taking your time to join us on the program today.
God bless you.
We'll take a very quick short break now to connect to Abuja, Nigeria. We'll be back. I have my guests in the studio, my guy Bodedele, and of course, Sam Onigbanjo. Don't go away.
For any professional live streaming production of any event in the UK, Ben TV Livestream are here to serve and provide you with the global coverage you need anywhere at real time. We are offering a deal to accommodate the local events. Just send us an email for more information at livestream@bentelevision.com or call us on 020-8808-8800. Ben TV, Sky 182, bridging the gap.
Oni of Ife Global Outreach present an evening with His Imperial Majesty Oni Adeyeye Enito Ogunwusi Ojaja II. His Imperial Majesty on an official royal dinner gala, cultural celebration, and Ojaja II heritage.
I will be coming to the United Kingdom to meet with various stakeholders in Yoruba land and to further promote Yoruba heritage.
Venue, Aurora Ballroom, Intercontinental Hotel, O2 London, Southeast 10. For tickets and booking, please call +44 744 816 4465 +44 75 7837 3799. And this is an official gala dinner for His Imperial Majesty. KBC will be in the UK from the 12th to the 25th March 2017. Powered by Rotimi Oshobemekun and Egbe Omoife United Kingdom. Be there.
It's time to own your own properties at any of these cities: Abeokuta, Isheri, Opek, Abuja, Sam Nujoma and Orozo, Lagos, Lekki, Port Harcourt, TAF Gardens. Key Right with major developers and state agencies can make your dream come true. Property and flats start from just £25,000. We can also provide you with property exchange. For more information, please visit www.keyright.co.uk.
Oni of Ife Global Outreach present an evening with His Imperial Majesty Oni Adeyeye Enito Ogunwusi Ojaja II. His Imperial Majesty on an official royal dinner gala, cultural celebration, and Ojaja II heritage.
I will be coming to the United Kingdom to meet with various stakeholders in Yoruba land and to further promote Yoruba heritage.
Venue, Aurora Ballroom, Intercontinental Hotel, O2 London, Southeast 10. For tickets and booking, please call +44 744 816 4465 +44 75 7837 3799. And this is an official gala dinner for His Imperial Majesty. KBC will be in the UK from the 12th to the 25th March 2017. Powered by Rotimi Oshobemekun and Egbe Omoife United Kingdom. Be there.
Across 3 continents, 7 countries, the most revolutionary filmmaking and acting reality TV project the African film industry has ever experienced. Thousands of aspiring filmmakers and actors engaged, 60 finalists selected through regional auditions, 12-star actors and trailblazing filmmakers as mentors. 1 academy for 8 weeks, capacity building, mentorship, 20 short films on social justice in competition, 1 signature feature film. Register online at www.s2safrica.com. Entries open February 1 to March 31, 2017. For sponsorship and inquiries, call 0816 170 4676. Script to Screen Africa 2017. Film as a catalyst for revolution.
All right, welcome back, and the program is still Newspunch, coming to you live from Ben Television as we transmit live from our London studio. We're talking about the xenophobic attack in South Africa. Joining us now live from Nigeria is the Senate chair of the Diaspora and NGO Committee, Senator Rose Oko, joining us from Abuja, Nigeria. Senator, thank you for joining us this evening. Good evening, Senator.
Good evening, and thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. Quickly, what are your thoughts about the attacks on foreigners in South Africa with specific reference to Nigeria?
Well, the xenophobic attacks started as far back as 2009. And between 2009 and 2017, 2017, there have been 8 xenophobic attacks on foreigners with Nigerians bearing the brunt of it. In 2009, there was 1 attack. From 2012 to 2017, there have been attacks every year, with 2015 recording 2 attacks. Now, anybody will be alarmed at the state of xenophobic attacks on their citizens. And in Nigeria, we think that this is 1 attack too many. Nigerians are angry and they're dismayed that for a country that they had invested so much to bring out of the clutches of apartheid, for a country that they have excellent diplomatic ties and economic ties to, there should be this level of animosity from its citizens, and not just its citizens. There are also extrajudicial killings of Nigerians in South Africa, where Nigerians are killed in the custody, are choked to death in the custody of the police, the South African police. That is an agency of government. That is killing by the state. And as we speak, there is no known closure to any of the cases that have been reported.
But we thought, Senator, Senator, I'm sorry, with all this information you're giving us, what is the Nigerian government doing, or what has the Nigerian government doing? The primary responsibility of government, especially the High Commission or embassy in South Africa, is to protect the citizens over them. This is not just only happening in South Africa, all across the world where we have embassies of Nigeria or high commissions of Nigeria, they tend to be doing less. What is the Nigerian government doing?
Well, the Nigerian government has been engaging the South African government over these issues. But what we think in the legislature is that these efforts are too tepid and they have not achieved anything. Indeed, the most concrete effort since 2009 was an MOU that was entered into in 2013 in the wake of the xenophobic attacks in 2013 between former President Goodluck Jonathan and President Jacob Zuma. An MOU to end xenophobic attacks amongst other diplomatic and economic cooperation between the two countries. But even that did not yield anything because the attacks did not stop. That was in 2013. In 2014, there was an attack. In 2015, there were 2 attacks. In 2016, there was an attack. And in 2017, now there is an attack also. So what we are saying to the Nigerian government is that there must be more concrete efforts.
That Nigerian government, you mean the executive? You mean the executive by Nigerian government? What the legislature?
The executive arm of government.
Okay.
Yes. And the part of the legislature, as a result of the motion that was moved yesterday by the Diaspora Committee, which I chair, Senate has resolved to send a high-powered delegation, parliamentary delegation, to meet with the Parliament of South Africa to express our displeasure and our condemnation of what has happened in South Africa, and to demand reciprocity in terms of everything that we both diplomatically and economically, because South African companies, about 120 of them, do business unfettered in Nigeria, prosper in Nigeria. And we have small-time business persons from Nigeria in South Africa that have been hounded out and persecuted and killed, and their properties looted. So the Parliament is taking a firm stand on this matter.
Okay, all right. Senator, let me quickly tell you that joining me with me in the studio is gentleman Sam Onibanjo. Sam Onibanjo is an analyst, and also I have Mega Abodedele. Mega Abodedele is a broadcaster, has a TV station in Pretoria, South Africa, where he was producing for MultiChoice in Nigeria. But let me turn over to Sam now. Maybe he's got a question for you. Sam, we've got Senator on the line.
Senator, good evening.
Good evening.
Well, first and foremost, don't be afraid. This is not an attack. It's a question, and it's a friendly question. I think from this point of view, from where we are here, we in the diaspora are really not satisfied with the speed at which the Nigerian government, including the legislature, is actually engaging for this, because too many lives are being lost, and we want you to, if possible, bring about something that is measurable, something that we can measure the time frame, and we can measure the actions that you're going to take.
For instance, when we were talking in the studio, you spoke about the measure taken by Obasanjo in the changing BP to AP. Economic sanctions, probably.
Exactly. Yes. So we all know that General Olusegun Obasanjo nationalized British Petroleum and made it AP. We were school children then. So the question is, now we have President Muhammad Buhari, we have acting President Osibajo, we have MTN, we have Protea Hotels, we have an ultimatum. What we are expecting is decisive action. We're not saying nationalize them immediately, but we need, because we know that if you don't take concrete action, nothing's going to happen. The visit that's going there, it's indirectly, it's taxpayers' money going, their hotel bills, petrol bills. The people that are affected are not gaining anything. So in a sense, visiting there is actually wasting taxpayers' money. What should be done is you can easily send an email by ultimatum, letting them know that if Nigerian lives are not protected, then we have to make sure that we can recompensate the Nigerians through further taxation of South African companies in Nigeria. That's the kind of action we're talking about. So if £1 million has been lost by Nigerians there, then we're going to levy them £1 million tax in South African companies in Nigeria.
Okay,
that's the kind of action we want.
Senator, go ahead and respond to that.
Yes, thank you very much. No, you can't be attacking me because you're on the same side here. You are as angry as all Nigerians, and indeed those of us in the legislature are. Well, what we are demanding for in the legislative arm of government is concrete action. And yesterday, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, was invited to a Senate committee to tell us concretely what Nigeria is doing in the wake of these attacks that have come consistently. And while she has said that we will not retaliate, but she has also said that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will come up with concrete actions and recommendations to government as far as this problem is concerned. We are in constant touch with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. On the part of the legislature, what I can tell you is that while one may not be able to give you very concrete responses now because discussions are still ongoing, resolutions are still ongoing, even from point of view of the legislature. But I do believe that in the very nearest future, some concrete proposals and propositions and resolutions to be taken.
Okay.
As far as
all right, Senator. Let me.
As a matter of fact, let me say this. As a matter of fact, the motion that was presented yesterday has indicated that government must consider serious diplomatic and economic resolutions as far as diplomatic and economic ties are concerned, if these attacks do not stop. But as a first point of action, Senate in its wisdom has decided that, first of all, we should explore diplomatic bilateral talks. And that is why the Nigerian Senate, led by the Deputy Senate President himself, is going to meet the South African Parliament over the issue. But I do believe that government, this is one thing that has gone on too much, too far. Government in the immediate future, very immediate future, will take some concrete, come up with some concrete decisions.
All right, Senator, because of our time, let me quickly.
The the legislature will continue to agitate and take resolutions on the matter.
All right, quickly, Senator, let me hand you over to Mega question for Senator.
Okay, Senator, thanks for joining us. I've lived in South Africa for a long time. I did business there for a long time as well. And I'm very aware that Nigerian citizens indeed are engaging in attitude and behaviors that we're not very proud of. I worked very closely with Ambassador Buba Marwa when he was the Nigerian High Commissioner to South Africa. We had various meetings, even with Nigerians. As the Nigerian government, I know obviously the South African government must take full responsibility for this as well, as in immigration, as to who enters and how to deal with people who commit crimes. But as the Nigerian government, what are your thoughts on these Nigerians giving us bad names, and what do you think, how could you support the South African government to, the Nigerians that are doing very well in South Africa? No good news doesn't go anywhere. Bad news flies all over the place. So now the good Nigerians are being suppressed by these very bad ones. What are you doing?
Okay, all right. Senator, react quickly.
Well, we have fundamentally said that we are not saying that Nigerians who have committed crimes, Nigerians who have broken the laws, whether they're immigration or they're criminal in nature, should not be made to face the wrath of the law. But what we are saying is that judicial due process must be followed in doing that. And we do not hope for Nigerians who are doing that at all. What we have said generally to Nigerians is that they should desist from this. We have even gone ahead to say to Nigerians that perhaps some of these places that are going to seeking greener pastures, perhaps without proper immigration documentation and perhaps for other nefarious activities, should desist from doing that. And in the motion that we moved, we have said that the Nigerian government must do an advocacy to its young people, to desist from going to these shores where their lives, their properties, and everything is in jeopardy because they are seeking greener pastures. And of course, the desist from committing crime.
Okay, all right, Senator.
That will put them where they are.
Senator, I'm afraid because of our time, I apologize. We need to go now. Unfortunately, we couldn't get through to you well on time. We'll have to bring you back because my panel has got more questions for you. We want to go beyond South Africa. We want to ask you questions. You are the chair diaspora committee. We need to bring you back very soon to look at how Nigerians outside Nigeria are being treated. Appalling situation, and Nigerian government seems to be quiet. This is not only about the Buhari government. Government before now have not been very responsive towards the welfare of Nigeria anywhere in the world. We would like to take you on this matter very soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being part of the program. All right. Thanks a lot. That was Senator Rose Oko, Chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora and NGO, joining us on the program today. Mega Bodedele, thank you so much for being part of the program.
A big pleasure.
Simon Banjo, thank you for being part of the program. Unfortunately, we haven't got much time to I don't know, we haven't got much time. I need to go now. All right, this is how far we can go on the program. My team, this team will be back again very soon to take on the senator and other government officials on how Nigerians in the diaspora are being treated, should be treated, and the attitude of government towards that. This is what we know. If this were to be happening to an American, if it cannot even happen to an American, it can't even happen to a British government. South Africa government by itself by now will be feeling fire. If an American were to have been attacked, or British citizen were to have been attacked, just one in this manner, by now I'm sure Zuma himself will be under fire. But because we don't know what has been happening to the Nigerian government. I'm sorry, guys. I need to go. We'll be back again to look at this issue very soon. I'm sure you do have a lot to talk about. Just as I have a lot to talk about, so this is very unfair. But we need to be back probably next week, continue on this, but let you guys know I will take this on again. All right, my name is Tunde Arabi. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a very good night. Bye.
For any professional live streaming production of any event in the UK, Ben TV Livestream are here to serve and provide you with the global coverage you need anywhere at real time. We are offering a deal to accommodate the local events. Just send us an email for more information at livestream@bentelevision.com or call us on 020-8808-8800. Ben TV, Sky 182, Bridging the Gap.
Oni of Ife Global Outreach present an evening with His Imperial Majesty Oni Adeyeye Enito Ogunwusi Ojaja II. His Imperial Majesty on an official royal dinner gala, cultural celebration, and Ojaja II heritage.
I will be coming to the United Kingdom to meet with various stakeholders in Yoruba land and to further promote Yoruba heritage.
Venue, Aurora Ballroom, Intercontinental Hotel, O2 London, Southeast 10. For tickets and booking, please call +44 744 816 4465 +44 75 7837 3799. And this is an official gala dinner for His Imperial Majesty. Kabiesi will be in the UK from the 12th to the 25th March 2017. Powered by Rotimi Oshobemekun and Egbe Omoife United Kingdom. Be there.
The Commonwealth Day service is one of the most recognised events in the Commonwealth calendar, which prominently has in attendance Her Majesty the Queen, other members of the royal family and heads of the government from across the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth Africa Summit, which holds alongside the Commonwealth Day service, is fast becoming one of the most recognised events that promotes the interests of Africans in the Commonwealth. From a series of high-level meetings on topical issues, workshops and business networking events, the summit promotes intra-Commonwealth